Hi guys, so this is going to be like a first for me. I have been asked by a lot of people to do like a tutorial and just kind of show what I do when I do my makeup, brushes and stuff that I use to apply it. So I figured I would go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. But I wanted to kind of go over with you like all of my favorites. I've been asked that a lot. And my clients, the people I've done makeup on, they're always asking me, oh, what are you using? Oh, what are your favorites? Stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna do today. My first step always is to moisturize. I use several different moisturizers. I got this from BoxyCharm. It's just Saturday Skin Featherweight Daily Moisturizing Cream. I also use Hello Hydration Face Cream. This is really good. I use this mostly with my clients, but I use it myself as well, and I have recommended it to several people. I'm going to use the Hello Saturday one today. And you always want to moisturize before putting your makeup on. It just gives it a nice, clean, smooth canvas, because putting makeup, especially if you have dry skin, putting makeup over dry skin leads to cakiness and peeling, and it's not cute after a couple hours. And I know that because I myself have dry skin, and so I moisturize 2 to 3 times a day. I'm not gonna lie. I do, because if I don't, it looks a little scaly in parts. It starts to flake, and it's just not cute at all. Alright, so now that that is setting in, I am going to prime my face. So I got this, and it's a Dr. Brandt product. It's a luminizer primer. It says pores no more. I got it in my Ipsy box this month, or in June. So I got it in my Ipsy box in June, and I don't know if it really is pores no more. It does illuminate the skin, so it gives you more of a glowy texture. So what I've been doing is I'll put this on first and just put this all over the skin on my face and neck. So now that that is done, I'm going to move on to use my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is amazing. I don't put that on my entire face because I don't need to, but I do love it. I have these like, you may not, but yeah, you might be able to, these like large random pores right here. So I try to fill those with this and just kind of dab it in there to kind of smooth that out. I also have, so I had both sides of my nose pierced, and I had to take it out for work, which I guess I could put back in now. But there's those holes, so I try to like minimize them. And then I just put them here a little bit. That's usually where I see some pores. And I don't use a lot. I don't need to. And then I'll put a little bit down here. We can move on to foundation. Yes, today I'm going to use this Pharmacy VFX Camera Ready Foundation in number 4. And I used this the other day and I really liked it. It stayed on my skin all day. It looked good. I loved it. So I may have found my new favorite. Great, so this is new to me, and I saw this ad, I think it was on Instagram. I saw this ad for this. It's the Super Sponge, silicone infused sponge, and it blew my mind because you don't need to use a lot of product on it. It doesn't like sink into the fabric of it because it's silicone, but it's like a different silicone. I don't know, it's so awesome. I love it. So that's what I'm going to use today. And I'm going to put this here and just start. And I don't have a lot of skin issues, like discoloration or anything like that I have to cover. I do have these dark circles sometimes under my eyes because I don't sleep well. And anyone who knows me knows that. I have a really bad back and my hips are crooked and bad, and it's, yeah. And I'm obviously, as I get older, things are getting worse. So maybe I'll get into that one day, but as of right now, that's all you need to know. And you'll see I'm like tapping it in. I'm not moving it around because that will lead to streaks on your face. And nobody wants streaks on the face. You just want it to blend and sink into the skin. This is really pretty. All right, and then I'm gonna put a little bit on my neck as well, because we want it to match and we want it to look seamless. And today I am definitely having some dark circles that I see. I'm gonna use a little bit of concealer. Oh, this is probably my favorite concealer. It's Flower Beauty. The first time I bought it, I got it at Walmart, but ever since then they've always been out. So I just go on the website to get it, and I use the light color because I'm pale AF. I will just put a little bit under there, use my blender, and just get that in there. Now that that is done, I am going to start on the contour. And I use two different products. So I got this in my very first BoxyCharm. It's the Tarte Clay Play palette. And you'll see it's very well used. So this, I'm gonna use this first. I use a big fluffy brush. You can see it's like this. I also got this in a BoxyCharm. It's Complex Culture Press and Set Bronzer. So I use this middle lighter color here. And I'll just start bronzing up the skin a little bit. Give my skin a little bit of color because I'm pale. Alright, now that I have that down, I'm going to go ahead and use my second palette for contour, and it's BH Studio Pro. I have fallen in love with BH Cosmetics. They're very inexpensive and they work really well. I love them. So that is what I use. I use a lot of their products now. So I'm gonna go ahead and deepen up my contour, and I'm gonna use this angled brush here. And I got this in a random set on, I think, Wish. And it is one of my ride or die brushes, honestly. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna take in a darker color. I'm gonna start here in this color here. I'm gonna get my brush a little saturated, and I'm gonna start near my temple. Now, the biggest mistake I see people make with contour is not following their cheekbone. I know there's a lot of influencers out there that will say it needs to be this straight line to the corner of your mouth, and that is absolutely not true. So you want to follow the shape of your face. So it should follow right under your cheekbone, and it'll start darker back here. So this is where you want to add the product and kind of drag it under your cheekbone. And when you're using an angled brush like this, do not swipe back and forth. Move in one direction. Because if you start swiping back and forth, it's not going to put product on your face evenly. Start near the temple. Follow that cheekbone. So I do nose contour a little bit differently. I take my beauty blender from Tati Beauty, my Blendiful, and I just fold it like this, and I get the product right here, and I use the lighter color because my nose doesn't need a whole ton of contour. So I'm going to use the Tarte Clay Play and use this color, and I just get it right there on the crease and just tap it into my nose on the side, and then blend it down. Do it on the other side. And there you have it, all done. So after that, I usually go back in with the fluffier brush and just kind of make sure everything is smooth and blended. Okay, next is blush. So I have a blush brush. I use one of these. It's just a regular rounded brush. Another BH Cosmetics product. It's their blush palette, the nude blushes. Looks like this. And today I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to use this one today. And I tap it a couple times. I'll tap it on the back of my hand because I don't want it to be crazy. But what you want is contour, blush, and then highlight. And the contour and the highlight should never touch because that's when you start to get a weird muddy look. And you just pull up that color and blend it in with your contour. So what I do is I put a little bit more on my apples, obviously, just a little bit. It doesn't need to be crazy, but make sure that it's blended and seamless with your contour so it looks natural. Once you're done with that, let's see, then you can move on to highlight. Now, I am not a fan of the fan brushes. I do not own one. I actually throw them away when I get them because they're annoying. I use one of these. I have a couple different ones. I have this one, and there's another one right here, and this one. And this one is the one I've had the longest. It is a tapered highlighter brush. Same with this, but this is newer. This one you can see is just, it's well used. It's loved. So I bought this BH Cosmetics set. This is the number BH3. And it came with this cute little thing here. And it came with, I think, like 8 or 10 brushes. Obviously, I've added these are all my favorites. But anyway, so this is the brush I use to highlight. And I use Tarteist Pro Glow palette. I have tried so many different highlighters and I cannot find one I love more than this one. It's not too heavy. I don't like a crazy highlight. There's a time and place for that. I don't usually have time and place for stuff like that. So this is very natural, gives you a natural little glow. So I'm going to use this, a little bit of a darker highlight here. And again, I follow the natural highlight where the light catches my skin. And for me, that is here on both sides, just right at the top of my cheekbones. And then I dab a little bit here, just a little bit. And then down the center of my nose, a little tiny bit here. And then I'll take the brighter highlight color, this one here, and I will go at the very top of the highlight area with this, and also on the tip of my nose. I will also take this a little bit and highlight my Cupid's bow. Now, I use two different brushes sometimes to contour my lips. I will use this, it's just a pointed tapered brush. It's a Luxie 140 detail tapered blender. So that works. I also tend to use one of these. It's a smudge brush. And I don't know, it depends on the mood I'm in. Today I'm going to use the tapered brush. And I'm going to go back into my Tarte Clay Play. I'm going to use this lighter shade. And I'm going to take a little bit and just give my lips a little bit of shadow to make them seem bigger than they actually are. And the reason I like using this brush is because it's easy to blend instead of making this harsh line. And then what I'll do is I'll take my Blendful again and just tap, just to make sure it's all blended and looks natural. So there's that. We're gonna move on to eyebrows. I love these e.l.f. brow pens, or pencil, whatever, Instant Lift brow pencil. I use two different colors. Sometimes, depending on the day, I have just like the regular brown, and then I have a dark brown because my hair is very, very dark. I'm gonna use the dark brown today for the look I'm going for. And I will brush, and I just fill in the brows. So now that my brows are filled, I like to take this Wander Beauty eyebrow, it's clear brow gel, and I just kind of set my lashes more into place. It gives it a little bit more dimension, and I'll just kind of put a coat just to keep my lashes in place. Just to keep my brow hairs in place. That's funny. So I'm going to use this, okay, I got this in a BoxyCharm. This is the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primer. I'm obsessed. So I used to use the Too Faced eyeshadow primer. That used to be like what I always used constantly. And then I tried the Urban Decay shadow primer, which I can't seem to find right now. That's alright. So that's what I was using all the time. However, I got this last month in my BoxyCharm, and I will never use anything else. It is so good. I have literally 0 creases ever when I use this. It is awesome. And it's like a skin toned primer, so it gives you a blank canvas to work with, which is good. And it's also a little tacky. That's what you want in an eyeshadow primer. You want it to be, once it dries down, a little tacky. This does not go into my creases. It is just amazing. And like I said, we'll never go back. I know that there's a lot of people who use concealer as eyeshadow primer. I do not recommend this. It does not actually work. I have tried it a few times, and every time, never fails, it creases on me, and it's not cute. The reason that is because concealer is not a primer. A primer is meant to put basically a foundation on your face that's to block your natural oils from your skin, and it blocks from breaking down the product that you're putting on your face. That is what a primer's purpose is. Anyway, that's my little rant on that. So I am not sure what I want to do today. I did a whole black and pink look yesterday. I'm kind of feeling that because of my shirt today. I got this new palette. It's the Jeffree Star Cremated palette, and I'm not a fan of his, like, as a person, but his makeup is gorgeous. 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 And this palette is so much fun. It's beautiful. So, and then I also got this BH Cosmetics Take Me to Ibiza palette. It's got a bunch of fun colors in it. I'm going to do something similar from yesterday, because that's just what I'm feeling today. Don't know what to tell you. It'll be a little different. It's always a little different. But I'm going to be using my Tory Bell lashes, my magnetic lashes. So I have all my Tory Bell stuff in here. So many. The 9 to 5s today. And they're here. I am going to take a nice big fluffy eyeshadow brush. This one. And I use a big one because I do have a lot of space on my eyes. If you don't, you can use a smaller one, like this. Whatever you have, like, there's different sizes. And this all came in that kit that I was telling you about. My eyeshadows, I love the blended look. I don't like harsh lines, so I tend to start with a lighter color first and go up to dark. I'm going to start with Obituary, and we'll see how that looks. So this is where you'll see me do a ton of blending. I spend a lot of time on blending my eyeshadows because I'm very picky. I'm gonna darken up the crease, and I'm going to take a blending brush. All right, so I'm gonna take the Morgue in the Cremated palette. I'm gonna go on my crease, darken that up, along with the outer corner. So you'll see while I'm doing this, I'm pulling it up a little above the crease and blending it in with the transition shade. Now that the crease color is done and my outer corner is darkened, I am going to use BH Cosmetics number 6. So it's just a smaller eyeshadow brush. It's more flat. And I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do black. I'm gonna do more of a gray. I'm gonna use Pallbearer Sparkle. It's so glittery, it's so pretty. And I'm gonna do that down here. Ooh, so pretty. What I love about this, because a lot of times with like glittery colors, you have to use your finger to get it to stick and like spread on your lid. But with this, I don't know what he does with his formula. It is so good. Just gotta use a brush And it's so pretty and even. Pretty, pretty. So pretty. Alright, I'm gonna clean off the brush. Still gonna use the same brush, and I'm gonna put in a little pink. I think I'm gonna use, so I'm using the Ibiza thing from BH Cosmetics. I'm gonna use the metallic purple, wow. The metallic pink. Let's see how that looks. I'm tapping it. I'm not really like brushing. I am tapping it onto my eyelid. And then I'll go in and smooth it out and blend it in with the colors around it. Yeah, that's really pretty. I'm loving this color. So pretty. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the inner corner, and I'm gonna do a more white. So this is such a random brush. So it's like one of those little mermaid brushes, but it's just this small, tiny brush. That I'm gonna take the color Afterlife, which is like a metallic white. And that gives the inner corner a little highlight. I'm gonna take the same color and highlight my brow bone. So I take a little bit and I just go right under the brow. And I'll take a fluffy brush and just rub the outside of that to blend it. Okay, I'm gonna do the under eye, and I take the smudge brush. So this is BH Cosmetics number V16, just a smudge brush. And I'm gonna take the Morgue, which is the darker color I used for the inner crease, and I'm gonna bring that down here. I'm not gonna go all the way because I want it to be a tapered effect. I'm gonna go like an ombre, darker to light. I'm gonna use Casket Ready just to give this a little blend here. I'm gonna take my liner brush, which is my favorite brush ever. It's my Scott Barnes. This is number 59. It's an angled liner brush. Freaking love it. And I'm gonna take the pink that I used in this palette, and I'm gonna line the under part of my eye.